Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to the Sunless Sea. Now, last episode we made quite a bit of progress. Some useful progress, in fact. We got Polythreme, Dahut, and Godfall discovered. Problem! I have no supplies left. And very little fuel. So, what I'm thinking we do is we go to Port Cecil, get some supplies and a little bit of fuel, then move on to Eyestville. Stop at Nuncio, possibly, to finish the story there. And then I think we'll probably have to go back to London because that should consume most, if not all, of our supplies. Which is slightly upsetting, but hey, we make do. At this point, really what I want to do is go after the Fulgent Impeller. Because the sooner we get that, I mean, everything becomes easier. You know, I consume less fuel, which means I consume, well, that's not true. I consume more fuel to go further, but then I consume less supplies, so it all sort of works out to be profitable. What was that? Something, but not important at the moment. We're going to Port Cecil. At least that's the plan. Anything? Nope, nothing. Nothing at all, which is upsetting, but oh well. And people are gonna get upset real quick, so, Could consume a live specimen. I only have the one, though. Oh, yeah. This is a good idea. Call upon the bandaged poisoneer. Or poissonniere. You know, it is probably poissonniere. Like French cuisine, and I've probably been saying this wrong this whole time. Whoops. Perhaps you can render a strange catch edible. The poissonniere labors mightily to render the strange catch appetizing. He succeeds, although with his usual effect. Every third mouthful, you wonder whether you enjoy the flavor at all. But yes, surely. It is spicy and salty and filling, although that lurking under flavor. Well. If we could just move a little bit faster. What? Overheard at Z, rivalry. What? Cannoneer. Hello, mechanic. Hello. How are your, boilers? Tolerable. We're trying a new diversion mechanism for the pressure from... But you don't want to hear about that. How are your, guns? Wonderful! The crew are coming along nicely. The new practice regime... Oh, but I'm sorry, am I boring you? Not at all, but I must get on. Have a pleasant afternoon. Dilettante. Amateur. Huh. Overheard at Z, rivalry. That's... new... Okay. A dream of Christmas. The crimson beast of winter towers above you on the snow-drowned street. Its sacks open wide to receive your offering. I will take all you can give. I will take everything you have. I will take more. Mr. Sachs, take my best regards. An old Londoner's trick. It can work. Once. A loss averted. Mr. Sachs is silent for a moment. May you experience all the generosity that you deserve, it intones, stepping into the darkness and taking the light and all memory of light with it. You wake up in a cold sweat, fumbling to light the lantern beside your bed. Just a nightmare, but one that leaves behind a sixth sense of something barely averted. Yes, perhaps we rush back to London sooner. Just to... But we're almost to Eyestville and then Nuncio. If we're lucky. If we are very lucky, one, I'll be able to resupply here. Or I'll kill that thing to get more supplies. But... I don't know. It's the traditional problem. Do you go further and, you know, spend money, a lot of money, excessive amounts of money, if I may say so. But, I don't know. The alternative is to go back to London, and that wouldn't be terribly profitable at the moment. It would get me, I don't know. It would get me some more quests done, which would be nice, but by the same token, why are there two of these in the area? But no, like I was saying, I could get more progress if I just keep going, is the thing. So it's like, do I take the risk or not? And clearly I've answered to take the risk. Which may not be the right choice, but it's the choice I made. Come on. Come on, just need to kill you. Really? Okay, good. Huh, rescuing new Jonah. Interesting idea, but damn, it's an ugly thing. Even uglier dead than alive. Friendlier, though. But look at the cute little face it's got. Got the little cat mouth thing going on. Yeah. Ooh, Stygian ivory. Needed that. Hello. Open an unprepossessing mess. There's probably something horrible inside, but possibly there is not. A wooden corner shows. Some kind of case or box is encased in the salty jelly. A coffin. You lever open the lid, and a bandaged head stirs, turns. Already, its voice creaks. I'm so tired. A tomb colonist. You have space in your hold? I mean, I do, but that's unexpected. I assume I can bring them over to Venderbite later and get rewarded for that. At least that's the assumption I'm making. Oh my god, I've found evidence. Oh dear. I'm near the Chelinate. Just judging by the fact that there is this giant ribcage here. Oh, and what's happening if I go underwater here? I mean, part of me needs to know. What will I see? What will I find? More bones. A heart, looks like. Oh, is there something in the southeast? Really? I would never have guessed. Holy crap, that's half of a shell. What the what? What am I looking at? Discover the Gant pole. This? This thing? This giant thing? This is a risk. This is a risk I'm taking. But I need to know. Also, the Shelinate's probably nearby as well, but that one I'm willing to wait on. The Gant pole, where the Z goes to die. The Zubmariner surfaces in a pocket of air in the middle of the giant stone heart. You're not the only new arrival. A midnight whale lies mortally wounded on a small beach of bone and blubber, moaning softly. An elderly woman in ragged red robes is carving its flesh, attended by a few disciples. Approach the woman in red. Her hands move with expert, if incomprehensible, precision. A demonstration of haruspicy? Like haruspex. Divination, I think? Ah, yes. Could have actually just read that. The art of divination through entrails, not the most pleasant or reliable way of seeing the future, especially with the organs in question still warm and oozing as she plucks them from the great beast. Whatever she's looking for, the focus it demands exhausts her. A sudden sound, rumbling, from the tunnels, the ventricles, the sound of a stampede. A cry of "Protect the mistress" as a flood of naked old men and women, wielding primitive bone harpoons, charges towards the whale. Old sailors fixated on one goal: feast on the Z-flesh, whether the haruspex is finished or not. The flesh reveals all. Bones of the deep. The haruspex draws them from the viscera of the nearly dead. There's a... Oh, I get it. Because the old sailors are attacking the thing, but they're not. Okay, I get it. I get it. It's sailors versus the haruspex and her disciples. Okay. I was confused there. I thought the sailors were defending the haruspex, which made this scene a little bit weird. I mean, defend her? These sailors look old enough to collapse at a slight breeze. A rancid rout. You stride into the melee. The haruspex and her disciples are outnumbered, but your contribution to the fray is worth at least 10 of the elderly attackers. Their harpoons barely leave a scratch. Wrenching one from the nearest attacker, you easily hold the geriatric horde back with little but pointed gestures. The haruspex returns to her work. From the corner of your eye, you see a little of the method behind it. Just a little, but enough to see the traces of a pattern in the grooves of a small ivory slate. She frowns, unsatisfied. The whale moans its last as she finishes up. Her work done, she thanks you with a nod, and has her people allow the old sailors to approach the slowly cooling carcass. Hunt Thalates, Behemistach's beloveds, or Triskelegants to bring more beasts to the Gantpole. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. The leathery carcasses of hollowed-out beasts align the ventricles of this stone heart. Ancient blubber bubbles up around the paths of bone and hide that squelch with every step. A distant drip carves eternity into hours. Huh. Release a Blemigan down here. Yes, this seems like a good plan. Compile our port report. The Admiralty is unlikely to take it seriously. The Gantpole. Ah, the favored hazing method of many a veteran sailor, save for a particularly wet behind the ears recruits. Ask your captain to deliver this to the Gantpole. Go to the Gantpole and find my pocket watch. Tell the crew tonight we dine at the Gantpole. A hilarious jape when not standing in the blasted place and hoping someone will pay for recent news from it. Isn't that just the way? Yes, speak with the fading Harrispect. She sits in a ghoulish tent made of the bone and hide of long-dead beasts, saving her energy for the next great behemoth to reach its grisly end. You look like someone out of Dark Souls 2. You know, the old woman. Well, women. Interesting. As she sits with her eyes closed, a pair of disciples are wielding damp sponges, doing their best to moisten her cracked, bone-dry skin. Her fingernails have not been cut in decades. They rattle as she beckons you forward. My god, everyone wants me to bring recent news to them nowadays. It's very peculiar, to say the least. Still. We'll be doing that eventually. Ask about the art of Harrispexy. I'm gonna go with that. What does she see in the bodies of the dead? The nearly dead, she corrects. There's nothing to be predicted from meat but the quality of one's dinner. A wheezing laugh escapes her lungs. In Babylon, the quivering livers of 100 sheep showed us the fate of the first. In Rome, had Caesar only asked the right question. It's the life that leads to answers, not the meat. Down here, centuries of life, so many secrets, but the great beasts of the sea pass on so rarely. Cannot hold on much longer in the hope of finding what I seek. Yes, kill things. I get it. Ask about her. How long has she been down here? The passage of time. 10 years? 100 years? 1,000? It's all the same after a while. The flesh keeps the body together. The mind, well, that is a trickier matter. I've coped. Others have not. You've seen them, the oldest of the sailors, with no warm bed and loving family to call them the shore. They are as much creatures of the sea as any that swim in it. The heart welcomes them, and they embrace it. It is their fate. I see a far more important one in your future. Thanks, I guess? No more questions for now. You take your leave. She slips into a silent torpor. So this is where creatures go to die, is it? Oh, right. Hideaway. I had almost forgot. I mean, it's not that far from Astival. This little corner has a lot of story in it. Tell you what we do. We're not going to go south, for one thing. We're not going to even go to the Shellnet if we find it. Well, if we find it, yes I will, because it would be valuable. But, what we're going to do right now is go to Astival. Because if I can resupply there, great. If I can't, oh, well, there's Shabbleport right here, so... Well, then. Dock. Ugh. I mean... Mr. Sachs, take my crew. Better them than you. Isn't that the captain's way? Indeed it is. An offering is made. They line up, dead-eyed in the snow. To a distant beat they march, one by one, into the sack. One by one their heads turn to face you, and then away. The beast pulls the drawstrings tight. More it demands, more. A knock on the door wakes you. You rise with a fever, head still pounding from a half-remembered drum beat. The crewman outside brings troubling news. What? How did this happen? How many? You close the door. A coincidence, surely. Just a coincidence. But yes, the Shellnet, which has many things for me to do here. Ooh. A redolent flesh merchant. Oh, yes, we will be exploring you, but first... Well, first of all... Shellnet, a shell as big as a wild dream? Waves lap the slabby sides of a vast turtle shell, bigger than any cathedral. Shellenites loaf on wooden docks around the shell sides, staring sullenly. Lamps hang like decorations in a festive butcher's window. All around you, the sea is rank with scraps of ancient flesh. And you really want to stay here? Very well. Allow the plausible surgeon to go ashore here. Oh my word, look at these scars, look at these stains. Release me from my contract, Captain, I beg you. I've saved up enough to compensate you. Hopefully with fuel. That would have been useful, but oh well. A pocket full of echoes. The surgeon is as good as his word. Hands trembling, he counts out the coin and whispers a little secret he picked up back in London. He's vague about why he didn't mention it before. He collects his knives and instruments, heads into the shell, and is gone. So guys, by any chance I could get Stygian Ivory, that would be kind of useful, but no. Oh well. No. Back to the story. There's more work to be done here. Compile the report, obviously. How does one express this very striking smell? The limits of meaningful expression. No matter what details you try to record, the stench creeps in around the edges of the sentences. The Shellenites, watchful despite the reek. Movement among the miasmic scraps of long-abandoned monster carcass. Frequent duels where the stink is thickest. That's an interesting idea. Does the smell of all this rotten meat actually cause people to be more aggressive? I would assume less aggressive just because of the sickening smell, but well, unimportant at the moment. An opportunity from a redolent flesh merchant. Even the Shellenites' hardy folks keep their distance. An opportunity for the flesh. He slithers, drool pouring from between his rotted teeth. The gantpole where the breathies die. Bring flesh. We sell this to the turtle later. Fresher meath. Big money to make. I mean, we can go there. We could go there right now. It's like literally outside your door, man. Hell, I am shocked that you can't go there, but oh well. Half rations, hushed voices, tired faces. Encourage them. This isn't the time for rousing speeches, but a quiet word here and there will help. Well, that failed. Oh well. I think it also glitched out the game. Oh dear. Well, give us a moment. Come on, autosave. Come on, autosave. Cool. So, that happened. You know, technically it was a good thing, because I did skip out on Tales for the Bone. Someone is crying unusual wares, follow the sound. And we have to bring him a tail. A scrawny man squats beneath an awning of gant-colored whaleskin. Bring me your tails, he cries. Tails for the bone. Yeah, unfortunately, you need supplies. I don't have supplies, so that ain't happening. Sorry. Still. Alright. I'm not in control of this. I can't control my ship. Well, you know what? We're gonna take a break now, because I'm gonna try to fix this. Hopefully next episode I'll be able to control my ship and we won't be just going out. Yeah, I can't turn. None of my buttons are working except for escape. Well then. Yeah, next episode I'm gonna fix this, then we're gonna go to the Gantpole, get some meat, and then I guess we're gonna go to Estiville, possibly? Then Hideaway? I think that sounds like a plan, but I'm not sure with our fuel and supply situation. It might be a bit dicey. In fact, you know what, I'm positive we should just go back. But, well, we shall see. For now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I will see you all soon, hopefully.